I'm Isabelle, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to use Cognito Forms to create a quiz that automatically scores itself and displays the results to your users. All the results will be stored in a secure database where you can view them and access them at any time. You can create as many quizzes as you want, and if you're collecting less than 100 responses per month and you only need basic features, you can do this completely free. Cognito Forms is a powerful online form builder. So in addition to quizzes, you can also process payments, collect electronic signatures, and even verify the identity of the people submitting your forms. If you'd like a broader overview of what Cognito Forms can do, you can check out the video called "What is Cognito Forms?" linked in the description below. But for this video, I'm just going to focus on building a quiz. The first thing that you'll need to do is log into your Cognito Forms account. If you're not sure what subscription plan you want to choose, you could always try a 2-week free trial of any of the plans, but if you're collecting less than 100 responses a month and you don't really need any of the advanced features, you'll be fine to use the individual plan, which is free. Once you log in, you'll land on your dashboard. As you build quizzes and other forms, they'll appear on the taskbar to your left. If you don't see the taskbar, you can just move the mouse to the left side of the screen and it'll show up. And you can click this button to dock it for persistent access. If this is your first time creating a quiz, you have several options. You can build it from scratch, choose a pre-built template and then customize it, or you can even use AI to generate the quiz for you. In this case, I don't recommend starting from a spreadsheet. I just don't think it's right for this specific scenario, but I do recommend starting from a template and then customizing it. In the template library, if you search for quiz, you'll see two main options. The first one is geared towards quizzes that only use multiple choice questions, and the second one utilizes a variety of question types. I'm going to go ahead and choose this second one just so that you can see more of what's possible. So to select this template, click Use this template and then save it and you'll be able to edit it. You'll see that the template includes a name field, a date field that automatically fills today's date, and an email field. This is really useful if you want to automatically send an email to the person that took the test, including their test results. It also includes several different question types. A multiple choice question where you can only pick one answer, a multi-select question where you can choose more than one answer, a numerical question, an image-based question, and an open-ended question. You can use the open-ended question type, but it won't be able to automatically score itself, so I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of it. For each question type, you'll notice that all the correct answers and incorrect answers are already marked. If you click on a question, you'll see the settings. To make the quiz automatically grade itself, you'll need to assign a point value to each correct answer, and all of these are totaled up at the bottom in these calculation fields. The calculation field on the left calculates the raw score, which is how many questions the person answered correctly, and the calculation field on the right calculates the percentage score. If you add any other additional questions or subtract any of these questions, we'll need to update these calculations, but I'll get to that in just a little bit. To make this template your own, you could just copy your content directly into the question types that are already there. So for example, I'll change this label to "What is the largest land animal?" and then I'll add elephant to the correct answer slot and then add some other incorrect answers around it. If you wanted to move the location of the correct answer, you can just drag it to wherever you want. And then you could repeat this process for the rest of the question types. Now, if you wanted to add other questions, I recommend copying one of the question types and then pasting it into another area of your form. So for example, if I wanted to do another image-based question, I would click on the image-based question that's already there, copy it, and then paste it into another area of the form, and then update that content the way that you did previously. And with all of these questions, you can drag the fields wherever you want. Once you've added all the questions that you need, you'll need to make sure that the self-grading calculation is set up properly. So the first step is just making sure that all of the correct answers have point values assigned to them. So what you'll do is you'll click on each question and then look at the correct answer and just make sure that there is a 1 or however many points you're assigning to each question posted next to it. The next thing that I recommend doing is adjusting the field name. Now, every field has a field label and a field name, and this might sound silly, but there's a very good reason for it. A field label can be super long, like these questions that we added, and referencing them in calculations can be kind of confusing. So you can actually use the field name to abbreviate them and then use those in the calculation. So for example, I'm going to change this field name to Q1 and then go through the entire quiz and just repeat the process with Q2, Q3, until I'm done with all of the questions. Now you just need to adjust your automatic calculation. So click on your total score field and then go to the field settings and scroll down until you see the calculation area. Then you'll want to click on the lightning bolt, which will expand the calculation so you can see it and write your calculation more easily. In this area, you want to add up all of your correct answers. And to do that, you'll need to reference your field names. So in this case, you'll write Q1 underscore value plus Q2 underscore value, and so on until you've added up all of your correct answers. The only field that acts a little bit differently is Q3 in my example, because this was a numeric question that had a calculation built into it. Now that you have the total score set up, let's look at the percentage score. Do just like you did before, where you click on the percentage score field and then scroll down in the field settings till you see the calculation area, and then expand it by clicking the lightning bolt. You'll start your calculation exactly as you did before by adding up all of the correct answers, except this time you're going to put it all in parentheses and then divide by the number of correct answers on your quiz. In my case, there were 10 correct answers on the quiz. Even though I only asked 9 questions, one of them was multi-select, so that's why I'm dividing by 10. To check that your quiz is functioning properly, click on the preview button at the top of your form builder. This area is just for testing, and anything that you submit here won't be recorded, but you will be able to see that your calculations are operating efficiently. Once you confirm that your quiz is scoring itself perfectly, I recommend hiding these calculation fields because you don't want them to show up and have your users guess until they get a perfect score. So go back to the form builder, and then to hide a field, just click on it, go over into the field settings and scroll down until you see Show this field and then set it to Never. You'll want to do that for both of your calculation fields. Now you won't display the score as the quiz is ongoing, but if you click the Submit button, you'll see that this template already includes a confirmation message that does display the results, but only after the quiz has been submitted. You could also set up automatic email notifications when your user hits the Submit button. To do this, click Add Email and then insert the email field from your form. You can add a message and then display your results by adding your calculation fields. One last thing that you could do before sharing your form is deleting the Update button. This is really helpful in a lot of different scenarios, but for this quiz, you don't really need it, so you can go ahead and delete it. At this point, your quiz is ready to go, and all you need to do is share it with your test takers. So before you do that, remember to save it, and then you can click the Publish tab at the top of the page. Under the Publish Code tab on the left side, you'll find several sharing options. You can copy a link to your quiz, you can embed it on your website, or you can even generate a QR code that directly points to your quiz. All of your submitted quiz results will automatically be stored in your entry section. When you click on your entry section, you can organize this area by deselecting or selecting the column headers that you want to see. And when you get a lot of quiz results, you can filter and sort them or export them to Excel. So, this tutorial barely scratched the surface of what Cognito Forms can do for you. So, if you're interested in the other capabilities of Cognito Forms, you can check out the other tutorials or our support page. But if you ever just have a question or are curious of how to set up your specific scenario, you can always reach us by submitting a support request, and our team will be happy to help you.